Big Cat Rescue, Operant Conditioning. Operant Conditioning General Husbandry Commands, Level 3. Please use only the commands listed. These are the approved commands that we will need for general husbandry. As the animals progress, additional commands and behaviors will be added. Level 3. Paw. Animal. Sitting and raise correct paw and place it on the cage wire, not reaching out towards reward or trainer.
Paw? That's reaching. Yeah. Paw? Paw?
Trainer. Verbal command simultaneous with closed fist facing the animal.
Paw?
Use your right hand to indicate the left paw and your left hand to indicate the right paw. As with all hand signals, hands should be well away from the cage and the reach of the cat. Tip. If they continually raise the wrong paw, try moving the reward one way or the other to encourage the animal to shift their weight and bring up the correct paw. Left, right. Animal. Walking in correct direction with entire side parallel to the side of the cage, preferably close to the cage. Trainer. Verbal command with hand moving in the direction you want them to go. The right-left side of the cat will be opposite to the direction your hand is moving. As with all hand signals, hands should be well away from the cage and the reach of the cat. Open mouth. Animal. Animal with mouth open like in a yawn. The goal is to see the interior of the mouth, the teeth, gums, roof of mouth. Trainer. Verbal command simultaneous with an open hand, then closing and opening fingers, moving the hand back and away from the cat.
Open.
Think of the motion of a closed then open gator mouth. As with all hand signals, hands should be well away from the cage and the reach of the cat. Closing cat in lockout, 2-trainer minimum. Animal. Animal comes into the lockout and stays calm while the lockout door is shut. Trainer. One trainer is focused on the animal, one trainer is closing the lockout door. Make sure that when closing the lockout door, the door is lowered slowly and safely so no animal's extremities are closed in the door.
So the only weird thing is going to be, for different cats, right and left paw is different. Because some of the cats are the opposite. What we'd like for it to be is whichever side of the stick your hand is on, that's the paw you want them to raise. So for left, your hand would actually be on the right side of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the left.
Because it's from their perspective.
From their perspective.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the right paw, it would be on the left side of the stick.
Okay.
So if the viewer is a cat, paw is either right paw or left paw, right paw. And then for right and left side, basically you're going to put your hand in the direction that you want the cat to go, and you're going to go alongside the cage with the meat, and then they get the treat at the end of the movement, so to speak.
Okay.
And you want to get them as close to the side of the cage as possible so that they're showing that side. If they're stepping sideways and they're perpendicular to the cage, that's not the right behavior. You actually want the side of the animal to be alongside the cage. So to have them put their side, you would actually move left, and they're going to put their left side against the side of the cage. And to go right, you're going to go right. Same thing, you're going to put your hand in the direction you want the cat to go, and the meat right with your hand, and you're going to go in the direction you want the cat to go.
So I noticed when you were doing that the stick was much closer than it normally is to the cage on
Yes,
Operant.
because I want them to follow the piece of meat.
Mm-hmm. But of course your body stays...
But my body and my hand need to be back towards me, but the stick can be closer because you want them to follow the piece of meat.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then lockout is still lockout. We're just closing the lockout door, but the
Right.
movement and how you get the cat in the lockout is exactly the same as it was on level 1. Level 2, sorry. And then open is basically more of a movement than a hand signal. So open is open. But unfortunately, a lot of the cats get confused with paw. So we're taking open, even if they have their paw up, we're still taking open from them because we really want them to open their mouth. Even if their paw's up, we still want them to get the behavior of opening their mouth. Open. Open. Open is you have the stick out towards the cat with the treat on it. Your hand is back towards your body, and it's a movement more than it is a hand signal. So you want to say open, and that's really what you're trying to get them to understand is they need to open their mouth. Sometimes it even helps if you open your mouth. Sometimes the cats will get that they're supposed to open their mouth. And with this command, we're really trying to get increments. So if they even open their mouth just a little bit, we're going to go ahead and reward them for that. So we're trying to build up to them actually opening their mouth. So if you have the stick and you're extending it out, it should just reach inside the cage. If you're extending it out and it's going into the cage, you're too close. And if you're extending it out and it doesn't quite reach the cage, you're too far away. So that's going to encourage the cat to reach out and grab the meat off the stick. And again, when you're extending the stick out, your hand needs to be back towards you, not up against the